Hi everyone and welcome to another match in my Tooth and Nail series. This hand is skippable and we are on the play. Opponent keeps the 7 cards. So let's play Goose and pass the turn. Maybe we will be able to cast Llanowar Tribe on the following turn. Misty Rainforest and pass. Okay, so let's see what happens when we cast Llanowar Tribe. If Tribe lives, we will be able to cast another Tribe and Fierce Empath the next turn. Okay, this is a blue deck, so opponent can have counterspell of some kind, like mana leak, and I will value a creature I can get with Fierce Empath more than another tribe. Okay, opponent is fetching. Mana leak. Oh, I wanted to play around it, but forgot to play a land. That's a mistake on my part, of course. Okay, opponent is passing without playing a land. Okay, Kessig Wolf Run. I will play Arbor Elf and attack with one of the elves. Or maybe both of them. Let's attack with both of them. Okay, opponent cycles Shark Typhoon just to draw a card. He found the land and we're making a food token. Okay, Overgrowth, that's nice. And I'll try to cast Tooth and Nail. This time I will be able to play around mana leak. Okay, opponent surrenders. Okay, so what did we see? Breeding Pool and Hallowed Fountain. So they are definitely in Bant colors, maybe more. I haven't seen any Snowlands, but I assume they are some kind of a control deck. So I will get Cragplate Baloth. Get Scavenger Grounds. Elderscale Wurm won't be that useful. World Breaker probably too. Let's get another ramp spell. And I don't think I want any more cards. Yeah, let's submit. Okay, this is basically a 6-card hand. If it had a 1-drop it would be great, but it has Emrakul, so it's like a free mulligan. This is much better. Let's bottom... Wait, turn 1, 1-drop. Turn 2 Nissa, that will be free. Yeah, still... I will still be able to cast Nissa who shakes the world on turn 3. But I guess I will bottom Goose. I want to have as much lands as possible. Because if you think about this, if you are bottoming a land instead of a goose, the mana dork can die, but a land is much more resilient. It doesn't die that easily. Let's crack a fetchland. Spread our Utopia Sprawls and cast Pilgrimage. Grab 2 lands and we're passing. We have 6 mana next turn. Opponent didn't counter anything. He just used Opt with a weird art. Okay, opponent is passing again. Okay, I will try to cast Nissa this turn and Arbor Elf as a follow-up, and if I do, I will have 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana next turn. Sounds good to me. I don't expect Nissa to resolve. Opponent hasn't been doing much. Dovin's Veto, sure. That's one less counterspell for Tooth and Nail. A fetch land. Okay, maybe opponent is going to play Jace or something. No, Wilderness Reclamation. So it's Bant Reclamation deck. Okay, let's see if opponent has counterspelled. He has 4 cards in hand. Because I don't want to be getting into long game against Wilderness Reclamation deck. Okay, there's Snapcaster Mage into Dovin's Veto. We obviously can't play around this. We would need an additional 3 mana to be able to activate Scavenger Grounds. Or next turn, if we used Tooth and Nail with a single mode to search for a creature. 2 creatures. What is this? Night Pact Ambusher. Okay, so it makes tokens and that's about it. Llanowar Tribe, I take it. At the beginning of your end step, so he will get the token on his end step, a free token. Okay, shocks in. Ah, so that's how it works. He won't be casting spells until his end step. This will trigger, and the Reclamation will trigger, so he will have 2 triggers on the stack. He will make a Wolf token and will be able to float mana with Reclamation. But what will he spend all this mana on? Secure the Waste. Okay, that's a lot of tokens. $11 of them. So this looks like Reclamation tokens. That's a weird deck. Or rather a weird combination. Okay, Overgrowth. That's not exactly what we need right now. But he didn't get a wolf token. So I guess it doesn't work as I thought it did. Okay, opponent is on one card. How much damage are we taking next turn? That's 10 tokens. Because I miscounted. Oh! I'll take that Panglacial Wurm. But we are taking 10 up to 16 damage. Is opponent attacking with everything? He is. Except for the ambusher. Oh well, anyway, we have one turn to live. Because we can't block all of them. Let's just block Snapcaster and take 10 damage. I mean, I could block with Arbor Elf, but that doesn't change much. And maybe I'll draw something I can spend the mana on. No, it's just a fetch land. So let's go to game 3 this, I think. Do I want any changes? Worldbreaker could be good against Reclamation. In this case, Atarka will be replaced by it. Okay. Okay, this hand is very risky. If we draw a land, we win, but if we don't, we probably lose. Opponent doesn't have removal. At least we've seen Path, but that's not something as punishing as Fatal Push. I mean, it has both Worldbreaker and Cragplate Baloth, the hand. I'm going to risk it. I wouldn't keep this hand otherwise, if it had some other combination of creatures. But with Baloth and Worldbreaker, it's looking good. Now all we need is a single land. Okay, no land, so we're passing. Okay, at 2 mana, opponent will have access to things like Mana Leak. So our next spell will probably get countered. If we have the land. There it is. And now, Tribe or Overgrowth? Let's try Overgrowth. Mana Leak, okay. I was wondering which one to play, because we've seen Dovin's Veto and a Mana Leak. But the fact that he already used the Mana Leak makes other non-creature spells safer. So maybe he had one of each and now he's stuck with Veto in hand. Maybe this Llanowar Tribe will resolve. Just maybe. Okay, will it die to Path to Exile? We'll see. Opponent doesn't counter it. That's very unusual. He knows I'm choked on mana. Yet he lets it resolve. Oh, that's why. Okay. No Panglacial Wurm mana, so we take this. Okay, Nissa. I'm going to play Arbor Elf and pass. Because I'm afraid of losing Overgrowth there. Okay, opponent goes for Reclamation. Okay, there's the castle. That's 7 mana. Let's use it right now. I don't want him to get any value off of it. And it's counterproof. Unless he has something like Cryptic Command to counter and bounce. Which might be the case. Yeah, counter draw. Okay, so let's lead with Overgrowth. If not, we'll get Fierce Empath, fetching probably Carnage Tyrant. Okay, it resolves. So how about Nissa? Or maybe just Cragplate Baloth. Yeah, pressure first. We're 1 mana short of kicking it. It resolves. So now the combo blocking game can begin. Path to Exile. Opponent is realizing he can't path Cragplate Baloth. If he doesn't cast any spells this turn, he will be able to kill Baloth with Ambusher and the token it makes. Okay, opponent's floating mana, so he won't get the token, right? I mean, if he taps out, I'm going to slam Ulamog. Okay, how many tokens do you want to make, opponent? Just 4, okay. And he did get the wolf token. Weird. Maybe it depends on which trigger resolves first. Okay, that's 9 mana. An additional 3. So I will be able to cast both Tooth and Nail Kicked, or Entwined rather, and Fierce Empath. Let's lead with Fierce Empath. Okay, it resolves, okay. And I'll be getting Ulamog. Now it's time to make some mana. Oh, I don't have enough, right? Wait, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? I do have enough. I panicked for a moment. So let's get Reclamation. Maybe his white source? Let's just get Ambusher. Let's deal with the threats. If he has a path, he has a path. Oh, Ulamog resolved. So let's trade Cragplate Baloth for all of his tokens. Because there's no way Ulamog lives, right? He has to have a path. He's just holding it. Okay, blue Sun's Zenith. The win condition in those reclamation decks. Because it can target any player, so they just float a bunch of mana and cast it on their opponent. There's the path. Okay, so opponent will have 5 mana open because of reclamation. Another Overgrowth. If I cast Overgrowth, I will have 16 mana. So I can try to cast both Tooth and Nail and Nissa in a single turn, but if opponent like uses Cryptic to bounce and draw, I'll be blown out. I'm going to risk it. Let's just try to win the game. Okay, Nissa. Dovin's Veto, okay. So let's try Tooth and Nail this time. That's 10. Maybe I should play around Mana Leak. Let's play around Mana Leak. Okay, Force. Okay, opponent is on 2 cards. So I'll play Llanowar Tribe and attack with Fierce Empath. So I guess now it all comes down to Elf Beatdown. Opponent opts, puts the card to the bottom. Another tribe. So we are attacking for 6. It goes through, so let's not overextend and keep this Llanowar Tribe in hand. What does he have in the graveyard? Cryptic, couple of paths, the token maker. Oh, an opponent concedes. So we took down Bant Reclamation, or whatever it was.